planned boycott of Georgia-based businesses may be on hold now that some companies have come forward to denounce Georgia's new restrictive voting law. Faith leaders, civil rights activists calling on people to not do business with Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, Home Depot, just to name a few, until the new law is overturned. But state leaders say the boycott would do more harm than good.
Georgians and all Americans should know what this decision means. It means cancel culture and partisan activists are coming for your business. They're coming for your game or event in your hometown. And they're coming to cancel everything from sports to how you make a living. And they will stop at nothing to silence all of us.
All right, so groups are suing to block this new law. In the meantime, activists have had their sights set on boycotting the Masters tournament at Augusta National. Civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton is no stranger to boycotts. In fact, he joins us this morning to weigh in on what is happening down in Georgia. Good morning, Reverend Sharpton. Thanks for being with us.
Morning.
Well, good morning. Good morning.
I want to first of all talk to you about what's happening right now. There is a call for a boycott today, and if that's not going to happen, why is it being called off?
Well, I will be talking with Bishop Reginald Jackson, who's been at the forefront of this, and I think that they are pausing to see if they are strategically ready to be effective, and that some of the companies have come forward. So they have to, as you would do in any boycott, as we do in situations that we're involved with in National Action Network, you have to weigh where's your line of who you punish, who you don't. I don't think they're at all backing away from their insisting that these laws, these recent Georgia election laws, be overturned, and that the corporate world has to weigh in. The fact that some of them have began to weigh in shows that they are willing to reevaluate. They are interested in the goal. They're not interested in just boycotting for boycotting's sake.
Yeah, and for those who haven't been exactly following the story, this new law would require photo IDs, and it would actually take longer to request absentee ballots, shorten the time you could submit that absentee ballot. You know, civil rights leaders like yourself are saying it would suppress turnout among people of color in particular, Rev.
And even more, the point, everything you said is correct and is a concern, but a major concern is it removes the process of the election from the Secretary of State to the local district or county people, who then, if you remember, President Trump was recorded calling the Secretary of State saying, well, you can find 11,000 fraudulent votes. Well, if he was calling several of the Republican local guys running these county elections, we may have had a different result in Georgia. So to decentralize where the elections are going to be conducted is a major point of contention.
And I want to get to that point, though, because critics say that boycott could actually hurt the very people impacted by the new voting law. So where do you stand on that? What do you mean by it?
What impacts the people more than restricting in any way their right to vote? So what you're saying is that, well, we don't mind that we're restricting their right to vote. We don't mind that we're backing up on their democratic born rights. They may need a few jobs at the All-Star game. It's the same thing we heard when we had boycotts against apartheid and sanctions against apartheid in South Africa and ex-entertainers and artists not to go. Oh, you're hurting the people in South Africa. Like they needed a show more than they needed freedom.
It seems like everyone on all sides trying to look for that little bit of leverage to get them over this. But do you believe that this new voting law was passed as a way for Republicans to take back control of the state following the presidential elections? You kind of alluded to that.
No doubt about it. This is a desperate attempt by the Republicans, both nationally and Governor Kemp statewide, who has to run next year, probably against Stacey Abrams, to try to narrow the lane that the Democrats can win on. Don't forget that 2018, when Kemp was Secretary of State and ran against Stacey Abrams, they changed a lot of it, closed down voting sites and all. Now, here we come 4 years later. Isn't it interesting every time they do not get the results they want, they change the voting laws? If you and I were in a game playing and I changed the rules after every time I would lose a game, you might be a little suspicious on my motive.
And all of this came out because of what they're calling election fraud. And then after investigation and investigation and investigation and lawsuit after lawsuit, there was no evidence of election fraud. This conversation could go on, but I want to turn our attention now, Rev, while we have you, to the Derek Chauvin trial, because we saw you praying with the family outside the courthouse yesterday. It was a powerful moment there. And despite such damning testimony against Chauvin, emotional testimony the last couple of weeks here, is the family skeptical of a conviction in this case based on history?
They're cautious based on history, but hopeful. And, you know, I go out and try to go out every few days to stand with them because it's painful. I really wanted to go yesterday because they're going to have to go through now seeing the autopsy. And just imagine watching the autopsy of a loved one. So I think people forget, for people like me, it's a cause. For some, it's a hashtag. For others, it's an issue. But it's their brother.
Right.
It's somebody they grew up with. It's their uncle. It's their father. And I wanted to be there, not only as head of National Action Network that's helping to keep this movement going and with others, but as a minister to really, because we've gotten close since they had me do the eulogy at 2 of his funerals, to really be there as a minister to help them spiritually be strong enough to go through what is very painful.
Yeah, that's important to note, the emotional and personal aspect to this. This is not just a trial to them. This is their family member. Are you concerned, though, Reverend, about the possible public backlash if the jury does not acquit Chauvin? Or does acquit him of murder, I should say?
I would never condone violence or predict it. I am concerned that there may be some that would be operate wrongly, because that's not what the family wants. That's not what we would need. But I'm also concerned that if we get convictions, and I don't see any reason why the evidence we've seen so far, it would not give convictions in 1 of the 3 charges. I'm also concerned then that people take that as a victory and feel that we've got police reform now. We don't need the George Floyd Policing Act that has passed the House of Representatives but has not been brought to the Senate. So either way, I don't want to see people react in the wrong way.
Understood. Rev, while we have you here, I just want to turn to the local level. You hosted the National Action Network, a number of the candidates running for mayor in New York City. We had Curtis Sliwa on this morning, talking to him as we continue our conversations with the candidates. Are you throwing your support behind anyone just yet?
No, I've not decided to. We have our national convention next week. I probably won't even think about it until after the national convention of National Action Network. Ray McGuire, one of the candidates, went with us to the trial yesterday. He's one of the Democratic contenders.
Right.
He had promised that the March on Washington to the family he would go, but it was a nonpartisan trip. But I've talked to Maya Wiley. I've talked to all of the candidates, Eric Adams, very often. I can assure you this, I will not be endorsing Curtis Sliwa.
There you go. Reverend Sharpton.
Well, at least we have that answer. All right, Reverend, thanks so much for your information, your honesty, and then we'll circle back with you and see who you do endorse when the time does come. We always appreciate your time here.
Thanks, Rev.
Take care.